With wins today, 5 Mid-Missouri high school football teams would earn trips to state championship games in St. Louis next weekend. One of those teams with a chance, the Helias Crusaders. Phil Pitt's team traveling to Harrisonville, south of Kansas City. Same place they opened the season back in August. They lost that game by 1 point in overtime. Not much offense in the first half. Helias takes advantage of special teams miscues by Harrisonville. Fake punt is botched. Helias takes over in enemy territory. That leads to a 4th and 20 play from the Harrisonville 30. They get the 30. Wyatt Porter finds Cole Dissler touchdown, converting the old 4th and 20 play. Harrisonville gambles on special teams again here in the second quarter, faking the field goal. That is picked off by Helias Crusader J.C. Shimagala. Helias Catholic up 7-0 at halftime. Second half, Helias with the ball first. Opening drive. This Porter to Anthony Woodruff. Great catch there. 30-yard connection to the Harrisonville 20. That sets up a Woodruff 40-yard field goal. Makes it over. Helias up 10-0. Harrisonville driving back the other way, going for the end zone, but Helias's D knocks the ball free. Number 85, Pat Ward, the junior linebacker, falls on it. Big turnover, no points for Harrisonville, but they did find the end zone here early in the fourth. Quarterback Zach Davidson goes in 5 yards, 10-7 game. Harrisonville had some chances to take the lead, but big Helias defensive effort. Hale Henches the sack. Then a 4th down pass play for Harrisonville. Trent Dudenhafer with the tip and the sprint to the sideline. Helias takes over, and for good measure, another 4th down play for Helias. Garrett Bushjost goes in to make it 17-7 Helias. Phil Pitt happy about that. How about one more defensive highlight for Helias? Pat Ward again, the interception. Helias is going to the Dome. The Crusaders beat Harrisonville 17-7 and celebrate a semifinal victory, earning a chance to play for the Class 4 state championship next Saturday in St. Louis.
I'm so thankful to God, thankful to my teammates, my family, all the fans. I couldn't ask for anything more, but I'm not satisfied.
It's a big turnaround. The first game they ran all over us, and our defense just been phenomenal the last couple games. It's awesome.
It's the greatest feeling in the world. I remember as a kid, I was a ball boy for my dad, and we went both times, and we lost. And I was just heartbroken. I hope maybe this time we can change things.
Still a game away. We have to finish to matter. Second isn't good enough for us. We want to get first.
Unbelievable. I never felt anything like this before in my life. And, Webb City, they beat us for past 4 years maybe, and we're just ready to take it to them.
It's a special feeling. It's something these kids will never forget. I'm glad that they get the opportunity to do it. This time we want to finish this thing off. We want to put a banner on our wall. So we got some work ahead of us, and but it'll be a fun Thanksgiving week.
Congrats to Phil and his 19-month-old assistant, that's daughter Kayla, and the Crusaders. They will head to the Class 4 state championship game Saturday at the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis. And yes, Helias will face the 2-time defending state champs from Webb City Saturday, 11 a.m. The Cardinals eased into the title game with a 47-7 win tonight over St. Mary's this afternoon. Blair Oaks in California also made it to the state Final 4 in football. When we come back, highlights from the Falcons and Pintos are either moving on to the state championship. Welcome back to our high school football playoff extra. The Blair Oaks Falcons made it back to the state semifinals again this year, but they had to go on the road this time, traveling to Holden near Warrensburg. Brad Draley's team coming in at 12-1 on the season. Second play from scrimmage for Blair Oaks in the white and green. Derek Otto breaks away on a 21-yard touchdown run, 7-0 Falcons. The next time Blair Oaks gets the ball back, they score even more quickly. One play, Eli Roberts, 80-yard dash for the touchdown. Falcons fly out to the 14-0 lead. Roberts, nearly 200 yards tonight. How about a little razzle-dazzle here? Ashton Mawson keeps it on the fake punt all the way down to the 20-yard line. That was a huge conversion for Blair Oaks. A couple plays later, Otto walks in from a yard out, 20-6 Blair Oaks early in the second. Holden, though, would get a couple touchdowns to pull closer. One on the halfback pass from Max Mickey. 20-18 Falcons with the lead going to halftime. Early on in the third quarter, Holden backed up inside the one. They fumble the snap. Otto recovers for Blair Oaks. There's the football. On the very next play, Daniel Castillo dives in from a yard out. It's 27-18 Falcons back in charge later in the third. Castillo on the option, pitches to Otto. Great stiff arm right there. 62 yards for the score, 33-18 Falcons after 3 quarters. Early in the fourth, Otto strikes again. The senior takes the short pass down the sideline. He will go 70-plus yards. Blair Oaks in command, leading by 22 at this point, but Holden scored twice to cut the lead to 8. That's when Eli Roberts gets loose again down the sideline. Great cutback. Look at the spin here, and he is gone. Roberts, 2 touchdowns, 191 yards. Otto with 106 yards, 3 TDs. That is the end of it with the sack. 46-32, Blair Oaks celebrates. The Falcons are moving on to the state championship game.
You know, we just got a bunch of seniors who are very resilient. They continue to fight. Every time that they were forced to do that, we made some mistakes that could have cost us the ball game, but they continued to find ways to do it.
I'm speechless. It feels really good. Coming short last year, coming back and getting this one, it feels really good.
This has been a dream for everybody, and this has been our goal all year and since we were little.
Oh, it's very exciting. You know, these kids were around, young kids, when we were able to do it in 06 and 07. They've been very hungry. That's one of the things that they talked about. They looked up to that senior class, and for them to be able to come in here and do this is tremendous.
Congratulations to Brad Draley and the Falcons. They will head to the Dome on Saturday. The Blair Oaks Falcons are 13-1, 1 win away from a Class II state championship. Blair Oaks will meet Lamar Saturday, a scheduled 2:15 start. Lamar put up more monstrous numbers today, beating Caruthersville 69-12. The Pride is back in Pinto Land. A perfect season for the California football team. 13-0 heading into a Class III state semifinal game in Northwest Missouri. Long road trip for the Pintos, facing a very tough 13-0 Maryville team way up north near Iowa and Nebraska. The Spoof Hounds from Maryville. Jonathan Baker hit Trent Nally for a 31-yard touchdown. It was 7-0. Derek Steins for the Spoof Hounds, a 15-yard touchdown. It was 14-0 Maryville after 1 quarter. Second quarter wasn't much better for California. Baker to Peyton Miserable. Hitch and go, 23-yard touchdown. It's 21-0. Baker would throw 2 more touchdown passes before the half. This one to Bridge McMahon. It was 35-0 Maryville. Final minutes of the game. California gets on the board. Seth Fairchild takes the sweep toss from 12 yards out. Goes in. 42-7 the final. California's season comes to an end, losing to a great Maryville team in the Class III semifinals. But what a great year for the Pintos, ending at 13-1. Great job, Marty Albertson.
Maryville's got a very good football team. You know, things didn't turn out today the way we wanted, but nothing to be ashamed of, because Maryville is a good football team, and you know, they outplayed us today, and you know, take your hat off to them. I'm proud of these kids. They've played hard all year long, and 13-1 going down. When you get to this game, there's no losers. You know, they're winners, and they showed it, and they put the pride back into California football.
Great job by California this season. Meanwhile, Maryville advances to play John Burroughs for the Class III title on Friday. Burroughs beat Monette. That's the team that ousted Eldon last week. More football Saturday night playoff highlights coming up. One team that nearly everyone who follows football in mid-Missouri was pulling for, the Tipton Cardinals. They had another chance to make school history. Is Tipton going to the Dome? Welcome back to our expanded football Saturday night. The Tipton Cardinals were back in the state semifinals for the 5th time since 2003. They'd never made it past this point, though. The first 4 times losing 1 step before the state championship game. Would this be the year that Tony Braby and the Cardinals would make it to the Dome? Tipton making the long road trip to St. Genevieve, facing perennial power Valley Catholic. Valley scored first. Tipton answers, though. Dallas Peoples bouncing off Warrior tacklers, taking this one 55 yards for the touchdown. What a year for Dallas. This was a 6-6 game. Valley Catholic, though, throwing into the end zone. This one is picked off by Tipton's Logan Hurst. And the whistle blows, so he's down. But Hurst takes it out of the end zone, pauses. He'll keep going. Nope, they whistled it dead. Tipton coach Tony Praby not happy about that at all, and he will let the officials know about it. Valley later on would score. Nolan Wood dives in. Tipton trailed 20-6 at the half. Third quarter, Cardinals strike again. Dallas Peoples breaks a tackle and goes, if my count is correct, that's 44 touchdowns on the season. Valley Catholic, though, they have had quite the powerful run down in southeast Missouri, taking a 43-12 lead in this game. Tyler Fowler breaks a long one for the Warrior touchdown. Fourth quarter, Tipton ends on a good note. Two seniors, Riley Brandt and Ethan Keckner. Man, they've had some great connections. Here's another one. Tipton, though, falls short. They lose for the first time this year, 43-18 the final. The Cardinals end a great season at 13-1.
We're still carrying a 68-game regular season win streak. We set all kinds of records and great individuals, and I know postseason we'll have some all-state honors and stuff that the kids can look forward to. Again, it's just a tremendous year, and I wouldn't trade these boys for anything.
And the other Class 1 state semifinal game in Salisbury, where the hometown Panthers battle Penny for a berth in the state title next week. Look what happened on the opening kickoff. Penny's Kellen Overstreet puts it in overdrive, returns it for the touchdown. Nobody touched him, 7-0 Hornets. Salisbury moving the ball on their first possession, but Penny's Kellen Overstreet picks this one off, and he returns another one for a touchdown. He actually did this twice today. Interception returns for touchdowns. It's 14-0 before Penny's offense even took the field. When they did, good things happened for Penny. Derek Hughes breaks free. That's a 65-yard touchdown. Salisbury, a very good football team, trailing 28-0 after one quarter. Penny with 4 interceptions on the day, including those 2 that were returned for touchdown by Overstreet. Hughes, meanwhile, had 4 touchdowns for Penny. Salisbury's season is over, falling 48-0 to Penny. The Hornets will advance to the Class 1 championship game, and they will play Valley Catholic. Class 6 results. Semifinals last night. Francis Howell beat Lafayette. That after eliminating Jefferson City and Hickman along the way. The Vikings will play Blue Springs in the state championship game. Class 5, Kirkwood and Fort Osage winning. They move on to the title game on Friday. So, 5 Mid-Missouri teams open today with state championship hopes. 2 will have that chance next week, Helias and Blair Oaks. When we come back, state soccer near Kansas City. Did Southern Boone's dream season end with a state championship? One of the great stories in Mid-Missouri sports this fall has to be the Southern Boone Eagles soccer team. For the first time since they started a program in 2000, Southern Boone made it to the state Final Four. Today playing for a state championship. Chris Miller's team advancing yesterday with a semifinal win over Bishop LeBlanc. Today facing powerhouse Springfield Catholic for the Class 1 title at Blue Springs South High School. Southern Boone's Landon Bartell, a breakaway, had a chance, but this one just goes wide, stays scoreless. Still in the first half, the Fighting Irish score off the corner kick, but they disallowed the goal by a foul. Still no score. Same thing for Southern Boone. Jacob Moore apparently scores on this, but it's taken off the scoreboard. Offsides the call. 0-0 game at halftime. Second half. Springfield Catholic's David Penner scores off the corner kick, and it ends up the only goal of the game. Springfield Catholic wins the Class 1 title 1-0. Southern Boone's dream season comes to an end, finishing second in state.
We lost a lot, but came back this year with a new group, a lot of unknowns, a lot of no-names that stepped in, and you can't write a better story. We just didn't get the better ending that we wanted, and it's not always Hollywood. And if it was, we would have walked out of here today holding the first place trophy.
Congratulations to the Southern Boone Eagles on a great season, finishing 27-4, second place in state. Meanwhile, the Rockbridge Bruins finished up on the upper end of a 3-1 decision, beating Rockhurst, that in the Class 3 third place game. CBC, meanwhile, beat Chaminade for the Class 3 state championship.